So, I know it might be a little confusing how I think. Sometimes it's confusing to myself, but alright, so here we go. I click on the little bell for the notifications. I did buy $1 worth of Ross because they're the competition to the company I work for. They only pay 1%, actually a little less than 1%. The company I'm working for, TJX, pays a little over 1%. Both their stocks are way up though. They're both doing really good. So I just got $1 in them for now. Later, I'll invest more. Right now, I'm focusing on 15% dividend or more. So, EFC. Let's see how much they pay. So EFC, I have 2.5 shares. I got 34 cents. So I click on dividend. Then up here in the top corner, view EFC. So I'll click there. Okay. Now, I bought. This is very disturbing to me. Okay. So I bought this stock. It won't even tell me. Hang on, let me go back. I bought this stock. I don't know when. Okay. So I just got paid whatever the percentage is yesterday. So, but Robinhood doesn't support it anymore. Now they might support it again next week, but today they're not supporting it for some weird reason. Alright, now it only pays 13%, so that's less than the 15% that I'm looking for. Now if I was to invest in this, I would invest $13. Now, because Robinhood says this isn't supported anymore for whatever reason, even though I already own stock in it, it won't even tell me how much stock I own. I mean, it did when I got paid my dividend. But this is why I don't do reoccurring dividends. Alright? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go EFC. I'm going to go over here to Webull. Look up EFC. Now the nice thing about Webull is they've got all these other extensions like EFC, PRA, EFC, PRB, PRD, PRC, PRE. Those are, I think, different extensions for different countries. So over here I can invest in all of these extensions as well as the original if I wanted to. Some of them will pay a better dividend than others, you know. So it's up to you what you want to do. But I just thought I'd point that out. Let's see here. There's other things down here that have EFC in them, but we're looking for this one here at the top. So EFC, enjoy Webull. Yes, I don't want to rate though. I'm good. I don't think I own any Webull stock. I mean EFC stock in Webull right now. I have to go somewhere else to look at that. Webull doesn't make it exactly easy either. So over here, it looks like the dividend yield is like 12%. Although at Robinhood, it said it was like 13%. So let's go to my other dividend tracker. And let's look up EFC. It's saying it's paying about 12%, just under 12%. So going back to Webull, now I'm going to click on the heart up here in the top right hand corner. I basically have it organized. Well, it pays more than 5%, more than 10%, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I need to have a 15% in there. Because right now I'm doing 15% or more. Oh, okay. I do have this in Webull. So, apparently, last time I got the dividend, Robinhood wouldn't let me renew it or buy more stock. So I came over here and bought it. Now, again, it pays less than 15%, so I'm not gonna buy any more today. I had in the past, but I got carried away. So, anyway. Going back to Robinhood. Let me pause this while I enter my password. Okay, I'm back. So, it looks like I bought this stock back in December of 2023. I bought one share. And then it looks like I bought another half a share. Oh no, I sold a half a share because it wasn't paying a dividend. Sold another $3 or something. Then I started receiving dividends. Wait a minute. I don't understand. But anyways, okay. So I got a dividend. And then I got another dividend. And then I got another dividend. Okay, so then I bought more stock. Bringing my shares back up. Oh, I cashed it out back then because I needed the money. That's when I fell on hard times. That's why I was cashing it out. And then I got some dividends, blah, blah, blah. So I started buying more stock. Then I got more dividend. Big truck's coming. No, he's not. He's turning. That one's probably coming. No, he's turning too. Good thing I went. Alright. Then I got another dividend. Then I bought more stock in July or June. Then I got some more dividend, but I couldn't buy anymore in July for some reason. So I said, hooray. Then I got another dividend, but I still can't buy anymore. But it's under 15%, so I'm not going to buy anymore. So I'm just going to acknowledge it by saying hooray. And now it will go up there to the top and it'll show that I acknowledged that stock. So now I'm going to go over here to this one. I got 53 cents from EARN. I have 6.67 shares FUERAN. All the fuel pumps are full. Let's see, which one do I think is going to empty first? This is like Russian roulette here. I guess I'll go all the way down here on the end. Oh, this is one of those guys. Alright. This one might be open first. We'll see. The driver for it. Maybe he's gonna pull forward, maybe not. All right, this one I can buy more stock. Let's see what the dividend yield is. 13.71%. Okay, let me get my other phone so I can go ahead and get my deal ready to get fuel. Looks like this guy's going to pull forward. Get my Flying J app up and running. So this is not paying quite 15%. So I'm gonna back out. I'm just gonna say hooray. Now, once I get my credit cards paid down and I get my pickup truck paid off, then this, or if this stock goes down and the dividend yield goes up, then I'll invest in this one. But because it's under 15% yield, I'm just not investing in it right now. And I know that's not exactly the reason, or it's like the guru people will say, oh, well, you shouldn't be looking at the yield, you should be looking at other things, and they're right to a degree. Alright, what you want to look for is a multitude of things. You want to look for, why is this not working? It doesn't understand where I am. Let me click this. There we go, now it's working. Alright. Enter password. Click on fuel card. Oh, let me do my logbook. I'm going to get diesel and DEF. Logbook status, on duty, not driving. Fuel. Mileage. 9111. Trip number. 815. Everything else is the same. Alright. Enter code. So anyway. Alright, so yeah, you want to look at who's going to be paying a better dividend over the long haul. So different companies will pay, maybe a lower dividend yield, but every year or every so many years, they may increase their dividend payout. So basically, like, they may only pay 1%, but it may be 1% consecutively. It won't go up and down all the time. So, if their stock value goes up, well, then their dividend will go down. But what they'll do, instead of letting their dividend yield go down, they'll raise the payout to match the 1%. So you'll always make 1%. You won't make less than 1%. And so that's good for long-term investments. Basically what I'm doing is if they pay 20%, I put in 20 bucks. If they pay 1%, I put in $1. Then my high yielding dividends will end up helping me fund my low yielding dividends when I get around to it. But once I get debt free, then I'll start focusing on long-term investments. Right now I'm just doing short-term high yield investments, but I'm trying not to take too much of a risk. I'm trying to be smart about it, if you will. So I have lost a little bit of money, but overall I've been making money. So I'm doing something right, let's put it that way. Going back, I got one more here. View dividend. So Runway Growth Finance. Are they really a growth finance? Let's find out. Alright, so the stock is down. The dividend yield is 17.29%. So it's over 15%. I'm gonna throw in $17. It's not quite 17.5. Now my dividend is only like 13 cents a month, it looks like. 12 to 13 cents a month. How much do I have in here? Oh, not very much. So I guess that's pretty good. So $17. Buy. 1-7. Boom. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm not sure how to see if it's actually a growth fund or not. But they have grown their dividend from 18 to 33. Well, it's a 35 and then it's down to 33. So it's down a little bit, but not much. So we're gonna put in new trade. I got 1.576, 1.576, 263. $1.78. You can't just hit enter, you actually have to enter it in, but that's okay. Boom. Alright, so let's go back to settings, combine, go back over here. We still have $51 a month so far. I wasn't planning on this video taking this long. It was gonna be a quickie, but it's not. So anyway, so we're done with Robinhood now. Pause. Alright. Done. Done. So now I got 1.8. shares. My value's at about $10. Now, in the other app, it looks like it's a little off from that. But anyways, that runaway will come up here to the top. Now it says you've ordered X amount of dollars. Okay, so we're pretty much done with Robinhood because I'm only doing anything that pays more than 15%. So that was 17%. These other two, well, one I couldn't buy anyways because it was, Robinhood doesn't support it anymore, so I have to buy it at Webull, but it's less than 15%. The other one's less than 15%, but our way, Runway, is 17% plus, so I bought $17 there. So now I still have $96 to invest, but I'm gonna just sit on it because I make 5% just on my savings account. So it's like, well, I'll make 5% sitting on it, or I'll make over 15% investing it. And so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just kind of sitting on this. Until I get a dividend return that pays more than 15% yield. So anyway, going over here to Webull. Let's see if I got any yields. Alright, hang on. I'm not sure if Robinhood, Webull pauses or blacks out the screen when it comes to the password. I think Cash App does, but I think Webull and Robinhood does not. So I have to pause it when entering password. I make a habit of that just in case it doesn't. Trying to help you guys out without giving out too much information. I'm not a guru or anything like that. I'm just kind of helping other people learn what I've learned so far. Teamwork makes the dream work kind of thing. So over here, P&L is where I see my dividends. Like I said, Webull's not as easy to use as Robinhood, so Robinhood is my primary. Same with Cash App. Now I should have gotten a dividend here from that other one I was just talking about, but it doesn't look like I got the dividend yet. And I'm pretty sure I bought the stock. Assets. Yeah, EFC. I own 1 share of EFC. So why has it not paid a dividend yet? I don't know. Maybe it'll pay out tomorrow. But anyways, like I said, it's less than 15%, so we're not going to worry about it. Forget about it. So, that's pretty much that. The reason... Oh, let's go over here real quick. Cash App. See what happened in Cash App. I got almost 200 bucks over there now. I've been cashing out everything. Everything that pays less than 10%. But what I do is I'll do I'll program it to sell at a higher rate. That way I don't lose any money. The only time I lose money is if the company goes bankrupt. Alright. So I got a dividend from NOVO. Now see, this is where I'll have to probably buy another $1's worth, because I only have $1 in there. I gained 37 cents. Oh, well, I can just cash that out. If it was in the negative 37 cents, it would automatically make me cash it out too, if I didn't have more in there. Oh, I walked away from my Wi-Fi. Hang on. Okay, I walked away from my Wi-Fi. I forgot this is my burner phone, so it doesn't actually have service. It makes it harder to hack. So yeah, I keep all my banking and stock stuff on a burner phone so people can't hack it. And then I've got multiple passwords on it, so people can't get into it. And then it pretty much just hardly ever leaves the vehicle. So they would also have to break into my vehicle or my house in order to access this phone and my stuff. So I try to make it as difficult as I can for people to steal my stuff. Kind of like RFID chips. They sell us this big lie about the RFID technology, about how it makes our lives more secure and blah blah bullcrap. And it's actually less secure. There we go. Now I'm getting back to my Wi-Fi. this RFID technology is not better for us, it's better for them. And when I say them, I mean multiple thems. I mean, it's better for them, it's easier for the government to track us and what we're doing. It's better and easier for big business to track us and what we're doing. And it's also easier for the criminals to track us and what we're doing. And it's also easier for all of them to take our money or our information, our identity. So I basically try to remove my RFID chips from everything that I possibly can, because I want to protect myself. People call me a conspiracy theorist, but hey, CYOA, you got to protect yourself. You got to protect your assets, because there's always somebody out there trying to steal it. Just like there's probably going to be somebody watching this video in the future trying to figure out my information so that they can rob me. This one criminal ended up hacking my dad's computer, going in and cashed out all of his stocks in his Robinhood account and basically put it in his brokerage account, and was working on changing his bank information so that they can take his money. And luckily my dad caught it in time, and he basically unplugged his computer. He went in and found the install that they put in his computer in order to hack him, got rid of it. But what he missed was the install that they installed to install the install. And so they were back in his computer again. So he basically, unplugged, turned off the Wi-Fi or whatever, and turned off the internet, went in, found the bug, got rid of them for good, and then he turned around and reinvested all of his stocks, all of his money into Zim, and then when Zim went back up, he cashed out. But you got to be careful having your information hooked up to your main computer or on your main phone. If someone's able to get your phone, this was like 15, 20 years ago, but Norton did a study. They purposely lost 100 phones in an airport. Now they had trackers on all the phones. This is when the smartphones first came out. And people were doing their banking applications on their phones and stuff on, when it all first came out. And so they, on purpose, lost 100 phones in an airport and tracked the phones and all the activity. And out of all the phones that got found, approximately 50% of them, the first thing the people did when they found the phone is they went into the online banking system to try to access the person who lost the phone, quote unquote, bank information and maybe take their money. So that was about 50%. So, you have a 50-50 chance of someone or someone you don't know, if you lose your phone, stealing your information or hacking you and stealing your information. So it's like, hide and protect your information as much as you possibly can. So anyways, now that I got internet again, let's go in here and look at these guys. NOVO. I made a whole penny. Alright, so let's see what the dividend yield is. 1%. That's what I thought it was. Now, I'm going to sell this because it pays less than 10%. See, it's going to automatically make me sell. I can't adjust it to go up and sell at a higher rate. But it's pretty high right now anyways. It's the highest it's ever been. So we're going to go ahead and sell. It'll cost me 2 cents. And I'll basically make 35 cents. So we're going to sell this. I'm going to pause this. Alright. So, I'm selling it at $1.37. It's going to cost me 2 cents. I'll make $1.35. I put $1 in. Boom. Done. Now I will unfollow. And now I will go back. Back. Now I'll click over here. Go to the next one. So I gotta, like I said, I gotta manually enter all of these. So Cheesecake Factory. Go back over here. Click on this. Type up here. Cheesecake Factory. Now, I made 35 cents. I got $3 invested. Probably only pays 3%. Just shy up. So, I'm going to sell this. But here I can do the custom order type. So, I'm going to go 1 year. For some reason, it just won't automatically go to 1 year. I have to back out. Click on it again. Now it'll show me the year. It's pretty much at its high for the year. But it's not all the way at its high. So I'm going to go up. Now, if it goes up to, let's do $3.50. It goes up to $3.50. I'm going to sell. Sell all. Next. 90 days. Next. Enter password. Pause video. Unpause video. Alright, so I'll make $3.48. I got $3 invested, so I'll make 48 cents. Done. That's if the stock goes up. If it don't go up, well, then I don't sell. And I'll make another couple pennies off of it later. I made 2 pennies off of it. So, yeah. If it doesn't go up and it doesn't sell, I'll make another 2 pennies. And then it'll basically pay for the 2 cents that I lost when I sell. Which I've already been paid the 2 cents that I would have lost when I sold. So, I'm doing good. Now, let's see here. Renaissance Group. I don't know if that's the Renaissance Festival or if it's something else. But anyways, Renaissance. That's not Renaissance. That's reinsurance. See, I can't. My reading and spelling is not the best. But anyways, so yeah, reinsurance group. So let's go over here, manually enter that. Reinsurance. Here we go. It probably pays 2%, but the stock is way up. Yeah, 1.5%, a little more. We're gonna go ahead and sell that. Order type. Now, because I already clicked on the year thingy, it'll keep doing that for the rest of the day. But tomorrow I'll have to do it again. So I'll bring it up to its high, to $2.90. Then I'll make 90 cents. Sell all. 90 days. Password. Pause video. Unpause video. Confirm. State trooper. I just passed a state trooper van. I don't know if they would pull me over or not for being on the phone. Anyway, so there you go. that was all about. I never seen a state trooper van like that before. Yeah, I only made 1 cent off of that. So, like I said, if it doesn't sell, if it doesn't go up, and I don't make money on the sell on the cash value side, well, I'll just keep making my 2% dividend yield. All right, so what's this one? International Gaming, probably. International Game Technology, 7 cents. Let's go over here, look that up. International Game, there it is. Okay, so that one is down. I got $10 invested, which means it probably pays 10%, or it pays 5%, and I've invested $5 into it twice. Who knows? Let's find out. Nope, even less. Pays only 3.5%. So we're cashing that out. Order type, because we don't want to lose money. It's down right now. We want this top number up here, 823, to be over $10. Alright, so there we go. $12.50. Then I'll make $2.50 if it goes back up. Probably not going to go up anytime soon, but who knows? Might happen in 90 days. It might not. Password. Pause video. Unpause video. I'll make $2.48 on the cash value side. But I'm already, and if it don't sell, well, I'll make another 7 cents or whatever next month or whenever it pays out. So there we go. That's how I keep from losing money. Like I said, if they go bankrupt, I'll lose money. But if they don't, I'll make money. And even while the stock is down, I'm still making money. I'm just making, a monthly dividend. Maybe 7 cents here, maybe 2 cents there, maybe $1 there, but it all adds up. So that's, I think, it. Oh no, there's a couple more. Oh, so I sold my British tobacco. It went up. It's under 10%. So that's why I sold it. So let's see. TXO. It probably only pays 2%. Let's take a look. Oh! It's paying almost 12%. Okay, this is one that I cashed out last winter because I needed the money. Alright, so we're going to buy $12 worth of stock. Buy. $12. Enter password. Alright, so we got $12. We got 0.616 shares. Confirm. Done. So now I've got $14 worth. Let's go down here real quick. So I made 7 cents on that. Next month or whatever, I'll make more. Let's see when they last paid. May, June, July, August. So they pay every quarter. So basically they pay 1% per month, 3% every quarter, 12% or almost 12% every year. So that's probably a more ideal mark to go for, is, you know, making 1% return on your investment every month. A lot of these companies, they won't give you more than 1% a year. But if you can get 1% a month, you're doing good. So they act like 5% a year is good, but I don't know. I think 10% a year is good. Oh yeah. This kind of reminds me of something that kind of sparked the reason for wanting to make another video today so early, so quick. I was listening to a commercial. I was actually I forgot now what video I was watching. I think it was the Minority Mindset video, because that guy's a guru. He knows what he's talking about more than I do. But anyway, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. It's like Jasprit or something like that. But he's an Indian guy from India. And he didn't know any of this stuff either growing up. His parents didn't know any of this stuff growing up. He was in college before he started figuring it out. And once he started figuring it out, he went from blowing all his money on stupid stuff to not spending any money at all and living like he was a bum. And just investing every penny he had. Now, I'm not going to that extreme, but I'm almost to that extreme. I spend as little money as I possibly can and invest as much as I possibly can. Right now, I'm focusing on getting out of debt and investing at the same time while trying not to increase my debt. So, you know, I was living off grid. Now I'm on the grid again. But I'm basically, my girlfriend has a camper and I'm living in her camper because it's nicer than my camper. And of course, she has a camper payment. But all of her cars are paid in full. So the only thing she has is her camper payment and she has her credit cards. And that's it. I have my pickup truck payment, my land payment, and I have my credit cards. So we're both about the same amount of dollars in debt. But, you know, it's like she does okay at this, but, you know, we both grew up not having to worry about having things for the most part until we got older and more out on our own, and then we had to struggle for a little while. And now we're comfortable again and we don't want to struggle, but we're trying to get ourselves in a mindset of struggle a little bit more while saving up as much as you can, get out of debt so you don't have to struggle in the future. And so that's where we are now. We're trying to cut back, trying to get out of debt, and trying to invest in the future. Now, she's a little bit more anxious and paranoid, so she doesn't like doing the stocks. So she basically just puts her money in Robinhood and gets the 5%. But once I get better at this and I can convince her to invest in more long-term stable stocks where she doesn't have to worry about losing her money, like the S&P 500, for example, then she might invest more. She did invest in Zem and some of the other ones, and she actually still does have some stocks. She doesn't look at them anymore, though. She doesn't even look at her dividends that she's making. She's making money. She just doesn't know what she's making because she doesn't look at it. You know, which is good for her because she's paranoid. So it's like, if you're paranoid, don't look at your stocks very much. Buy long-term stable stocks and just don't look at them. You know, just sit back and collect the benefits. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the future. But right now, I'm focusing on getting out of debt. So I'm doing a little bit more high-risk stuff. So I have to kind of keep an eye on it. While I'm doing that, I'm sharing my research with you. But anyway, so yeah, this one pays 12%. And it pays every quarter. So I'm only going to be investing in this every quarter when it pays me every quarter. So I won't be investing in this one as much. So TXO, I need to put that over in my tracker. I do it this way because I don't want to mess up. Oh, I don't have that one in here. Oh, I just messed up. I shouldn't have bought more of that stock because it pays less than 15%. But that's okay. TXO. I should have just left it alone because it pays less than 10% or less than 15%. But it's paying 12%, so it's not too bad. It's not gonna hurt me or whatever. So, all right, we got 0.6160. $437. At $19.48. Per share. So now go back up here to combine. Still at $51 a month. Now the reason I do it that way, see, I can go over here and find it. It'll take longer because I got more stocks when I have it in the combined deal, but here we go, X. Now whenever I add new trade, I have to go up here and click which one I want it to go to. And sometimes I forget to do that, and I'll accidentally put it under the wrong category. So I try to do it the other way. I try to do it the other way so I don't accidentally mess up. But anyway. There are some over here in Robinhood, not Robinhood, Cash App that I probably need to delete because the dividend is less than 10% and I haven't deleted it over here yet. See, this here says dividend growth over the last 5 years is 2.1%. Dividend yield on cost is 2%. Dividend yield is 2%. So this one I should probably delete because I'm going to be selling it if I haven't sold it already. So that's going to throw off some of my numbers, but not by much. And there's a whole bunch that I don't have in here yet either. So that throws off my numbers too. So the ones that I have in there that I need to delete and the ones that I don't have in there that I need to add are both throwing my numbers off in one direction or the other. But again, like I said, it's not that much. I pretty much got it updated to be pretty close to accurate. But anyhow, so I'm almost up to $2 a day. Now, once I reach my $60 a month goal, and we can even change that to $62 a month goal. Then I'm gonna change it to $100 a month, and then it'll be close to $3 a day, but it'll be a little bit more. But I'm just gonna, from there, I'm just gonna start trying to double it. Double. It's just doubling my money. And that way I have a good even number. And I could start, hang on. I'll call her back. And I can start that today if I wanted to. But maybe I'll start it later. I'm pretty close to my goal. And like I said, if I'm gonna double it, if I'm gonna change it to $100 a month, then that would be double from $50. So, but anyways, I want to get it at least up to $2 a day before I change it. So when I get it up to, you know, maybe $60, then I'll go ahead and change it to $100, and that'll be just over $3 a day. And then I'll start doubling it from there. Anyways, so back to life, back to reality. So yeah, I should have held off on that because it doesn't pay more than 15%. That's okay. Okay, Dolby, D-O-L-B-Y. That's in the negative. And it only pays 1.5%. I have $4 invested. Let's get it up to $4.45. Sell all. 90 days. Pause video. Unpause video. Alright. So now if the stock goes up, I sell. If not, I'll just keep collecting a dividend. Alright, so yeah, British American Tobacco stock went up, and so I sold it for a profit. Fidelity National went up, so I sold it for a profit. And I'm just waiting on the rest of these to go up, and I'll sell them for a profit. If they don't go up, I'll just keep collecting the dividend. Either way, I make money. So, there you go. Last but not least, Oh, before I got interrupted. Alright. Before I got interrupted, I wanted to say this guy, I was listening to the Minority Mindset video, and I had a commercial that I was listening to. Well, this guy was talking about how to retire and sell off your stocks at 4%, 5%, 10%, whatever the percentages that you want to sell it off at, and still be able to live on your money, because you can't live on Social Security or anything like that, really. So it's like, how do you cash out your stocks without cutting your throat? Well, and he's talking about just regular day trading stocks. Okay, cash out 4% here, 5% here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, if you're a stock, now the average stock market, the average return on the stock market is 10%, average. So if your stocks are giving you a 10% return on your investment, you can basically take out 10% and be okay. If you're only taking out 5%, well, your stock is still growing by 5% every year. So what you want to do personally is look at what your return on your investment is when you retire, and take out half. Because of inflation, you don't want to take out the full 10% or whatever it is. Inflation is going to make your expenses go up, but it's also going to make your stocks go up. So for us, it's kind of a win-win, depending on how much stock you have. So I don't know. Anyways, he was talking about, the day trading stocks, regular stocks that don't pay dividends, I guess. I don't know why he didn't want to talk about dividends, but it's like, you can invest in dividend stocks and get 10% return on your investment, and then you don't have to cash out any of your stocks. You just sit back and collect a monthly paycheck. Sounds pretty simple, right? So I think some of these people just want to overcomplicate it, so you pay them for their knowledge. And it's like, you can go here and follow people like me, or the Minority Mindset guy, or some other people. I think one of my follows called the Dividend Bull, and he gives a lot of useful information. You can follow people like us who aren't charging you for that information. And for someone like me, I'm not even monetizing my videos, so I don't have to worry about being censored or being demonetized or any of that garbage, because I don't give a damn. My focus is making money on my dividends, not making money off of you. So I could just be myself and be as honest as I can possibly be, not everything I say will be 100% accurate, but it'll be 100% accurate in my own mind, if you will. Whether or not it's accurate or not, I believe it to be accurate, and therefore I'm giving you accurate information as far as I'm concerned, as far as my knowledge is concerned. Now, I could be full of shit. I may or may not know what I'm talking about. And that's why I always tell people to do your own homework, do your own research. And that's why I want you to go also watch the Minority Mindset guy and Dividend Bull and other people who talk in more sophisticated terms. I talk in more grassroots English, but the Minority Mindset guy, he's more down to earth, tries to keep it in layman's term. Some of the other people try to keep it simple, as well. So just follow as much people as you can, learn as much as you can, do your own research, and make your own decisions. This is just what I'm doing, and it's working for me. So I'm sharing my 2 cents or 3 cents, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so this is my IRA. Now, when I looked at it before and when I talked to my broker, he said, or I don't remember what he said, but he said I was making more than 10%. Last time I looked at it, it looked like I was making like 16%. And then today I looked at it, it looked like I was making 24%. But I changed it to overall. So like, I guess in the last year, my growth, my return on my investment is like 24%. But overall, my return on my investment is like 13.5%. That's just my IRA. So I don't have a whole lot in there. I only have like $13,000 in there. But you know, I've already made $3,361. Not too bad, right? So, but that's my IRA. I can't touch it till I'm 65 or whatever. So, I just started this. This is my mutual fund. They called it a money market account, but under here it's called a mutual fund. So I don't know. I don't have a yield yet because I just started this, but I've got $661.66 in there right now. So I don't know when I'll start seeing a return on my investment, but we'll see. We'll see. In a later video, I'll show you what I'm making on this. But I started this to help me fund my IRA, so I don't have to, right? So this mutual fund will start out at about 5% return on my investment, give or take. The other one, once I get it up to like $2,500, I think it is, or maybe, yeah, I think it's $2,500. Once I get this number up to $2,500, I can roll it into a better one that pays an average of like 10%. So, and that's the national, or not national, that's the overall average of the stock market anyways, is about 10%. And over here I'm making 13.5. So, you know, I'm doing pretty good on my IRA. I'm above 10%, so I'm doing good. So here's the return on my investment for the mutual fund, because like I said, I just started it. Man, there must be a Corvette convention or something. I see a buttload of Corvettes heading towards Kansas City. I like the newer Corvettes. They look like Ferraris or Lamborghinis. When I can afford one, I'm gonna get one of those. Probably. But anyways, because it's a Chevy, you know. Chevy, you know, you can find parts for them. Yeah, see, some of these I can't tell the difference between them and Ferraris or Lamborghinis. But some of them actually look like, you know, Corvettes, like the old school. I just saw an old school Corvette go down the road. But a bunch of these are the newer ones that look like Lamborghinis or Ferraris. Which, I don't know, like I said, I like that. That's one of my goals. I want to be able to afford a Corvette that looks like a Ferrari. Anyhow, but like the Minority Mindset guy says, if you can't afford to buy 3 of them, you can't afford to buy one. So when I can afford to buy 3 Corvettes, I'll go out and buy me one. Anyway, so what when I set up this mutual fund, they're supposed to be putting in $100 a week into the mutual fund, and they're supposed to be putting $100 a week into the IRA, but they haven't been. They've only been doing the mutual fund, but apparently they can't do it by the week, so they're only putting in like $400 a month. which is fine. I'm okay with that. So I got the 400 plus the 250 that they originally put in. But that being said, if they put in 250 and 400, this should be 650, not 661.66. So that 1166 must be the interest that I've already made on that account. Maybe. I don't know. So I'll have to go back in there and look, but I didn't see a return on my investment, so that's really weird. Maybe I'll see it next time I go in and look at it. So I've got $476 left in my brokerage account. 100 of that should have went to my IRA, but it didn't. So I got 10% going to my pickup truck, 10% going to my land, 10% going into my insurance fund, 10% going into this. So that's only 40%, not the 50% that I said yesterday that's going into all of my stuff, because I don't have the 10% going into my IRA like I thought I did, because I asked them to do it, but they didn't do it. But that's okay. That's okay. I need to pay down the credit cards anyway. So I'm investing in a mutual fund that's going to give me a return on my investment that'll help me fund the IRA later. Once I get the credit cards and the pickup truck paid down or off, then I can start putting more money into the IRA. So I'll worry about the IRA later. Right now I'm doing the mutual fund, which will give me a return on my investment to help me put money into the IRA. So there you go. So I'm putting 10% to the pickup truck, 10% to the land, 10% to insurance, and 10% to this mutual fund. That's 40%. I have 60% left over. So I'm taking half of that, which would be 30%, and putting that into my other account where I invest in Cash App, Robinhood, Webull, and pay down the credit card. So most of that money is going to go to the credit cards, because I'm only going to keep my stockbroker accounts, not counting this one, Webull, Cash App, and Robinhood. I'm going to keep that buffer account at like $100. When it falls below $100, I'll move some more money in there. But if it's over $100, I won't. I'll just leave it alone, and I'll only invest in stocks that pay more than 15%, unless I screw up like I just did and buy one that only pays 12. Either way, it's going to be about 10% or whatever. Hang on. Alright, I gotta wrap this up. So basically, after putting 10% into those different deals, I had like $950 left in my account, so I put half over into my other checking account to pay down the credit cards and to do my manual dividend stock investments. So I still got $476 in that account. Now, Friday when I get paid, I'll get paid a little less because I had a 4-day weekend last week, so my paycheck's gonna be a little less. So that number won't go up as much as I would like it to, but that's okay. I'll still just put 10% away into my other accounts, and then I'll put 30% into that one account, pay most of it towards the credit cards, get my debt paid down. Now, here's the interest I'm making on my Edward Jones account. It's only like 1%. I don't know if that's 1% a month or a year, but I think it's a year. Anyway. So I went ahead and made an early payment on my pickup truck this month. And lo and behold, I saved money by making an early payment, which is really cool. So that's a positive, you know. I made an early payment. I saved what, $10, $14, $13 and some change. Then over here, this is my pickup truck loan. So my pickup truck loan was $9,963, 48 payments. I got 33 payments left. I'm at $77,470, 71 almost. My interest rate is almost 15%. So that's why I'm investing in stocks that pay more than 15%. I'm gonna try to get that down. Now I've got almost $1,000 in here. So anything over $1,000, I'm gonna start paying towards the principal and get that paid down, get it paid off quicker. This here is my mortgage account. So my land is almost $33,000. My second mortgage is almost $2,000. And I have almost $1,000 in the checking account. It was over $1,000, so I paid towards the principal, but they kind of jacked me up a little bit. When I paid the principal, or I paid towards the principal $69, my $88.90 or $88.59 balance was due. So instead of applying that towards the principal, it took the difference out of the account and brought it up to $88.59. So I didn't pay anything towards the principal. But Friday when I get paid, I'll transfer 10% into this account. It'll bump me over $1,000. That money that I'm over, I'll pay towards the principal. That being said, I got another $284.19 coming out soon, so it may not get over. It actually probably won't go over $1,000 because I'm already under $1,000, and that $284 is going to come out. So it'll drop me down, and I'll have to start building it back up again. But I try to keep my buffer at about $1,000. Then anything over $1,000, I'm going to pay towards the principal. So it may take me 3 weeks to get that number back up to $1,000, and then I'll start paying towards the principal again, unless they do this to me again. But anyways, either way, I'm starting to get ahead, so that's good. I've not had this happen before. I have paid towards the principal before. That was a long time ago. So this is the account that I have for my insurance. Now, my insurance comes out every 6 months to a year. So, and you know, it's only like $100 here, $100 there, whatever, maybe $200. So I really don't need to have this account over, say, $500 to be safe. But I'm gonna keep it at $1,000. I'm gonna try to get it up to $1,000 to be safe. That way it matches all my other accounts. And then anything over 1,000 will be my extra spending money. And then if I have an emergency, that other 500 would be my emergency fund, if that makes sense. So that way I have a $500 emergency fund, and I can just focus on paying down the credit cards. And then anything over 1,000 will be my spending money. I'll move it over to my chip card account if I need to use it, or I'll move it over to my non-chip account. Well, I'll move the difference over to the non-chip card account, which is the Kano account. Unless I'm at Walmart or Shell gas station, then I'll have to move it over to the chip account, because Walmart and Shell gas stations make it difficult or impossible for me to use my card without a chip. There are places you can't use a non-chip card, but most places you can use it. There's little tricks to the trade, if you will. You got to make it fail a couple times and then swipe it, whatever. But once you learn the routine, once you learn the trick, it's not a big deal. You know, like Dollar General, I stick my card in, let it beep 3 times, it failed 3 times, then I swipe. Aldi's, I only have to let it fail once. The Pilot Flying J truck stop, I only have to fail twice. Walmart, pain in the butt. I can get it to work, but it might take me 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So I just move the money over to the chip account and do it that way. Shell gas stations, forget about it. So that's why I'm starting to have, you know, I have my billing account, which is my checking account where I have my checks and I write checks. It's also where my automatic withdrawal comes out of for this bank account, not the other ones, just this one. Then I have my chip account, which is a card that has a chip, and then I have my non-chip account, which is a card that I take the chip out of, and then my mom's account. So that's a joint account. So if my mom needs to get me some money, she can put money in there, or if I need to get my mother some money, I can put money in there for her, and it's an easy way to get my mom, or you know, money if she needs to go get me something. My other account, I have my other bank, I have an account for my mom and my girlfriend, so I just transfer money in there if I need to give her money, or we'll just Cash App each other the money one way or another. So Cash App has come in handy. I used to use PayPal all the time for that, but now Cash App is the way to go for transferring funds, you know, between people. I do have Venmo, but it's a pain in the butt. So anyways, there you go. That's the basics of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But yeah, over here, my this loan is 6.75%. This loan is 4.6%. So once I get the credit cards paid down, get the pickup truck paid off, then I'll start investing in stocks that pay more than 7%. So I'll get that paid off. But I'll actually probably get that paid off pretty quick. Then I'll be investing in stocks that pay more than 5%. Once I get my land paid off, boom, then I'll be investing in everything. Once I once I duplicate my income on dividend stocks, I'm not going to just quit my job. I'm going to then start taking that money, reinvesting it only, not using my own money to reinvest in it. I'm going to keep reinvesting it into my dividend stocks, making as much money as I possibly can. And then I can start living on my paycheck. I can start living paycheck to paycheck from my own income. And then, as I'm growing the dividends, I can also start looking at buying more real estate, investment properties, like that Minority Mindset guy does. he basically says that he looks for a property that will give him a 7% return on his investment. And that's not buying and selling, that's buying and renting. So he wants to buy a property, and then he looks at all of his expenses for that property, and then he looks at what he can rent it out for. And if he can make a 7% return on his investment, he'll buy that property. And so that's basically what I'm gonna do once I get my dividends up over what I'm making on my JOB. I'll start investing in basically not bed and breakfast, Airbnbs. Because where I live, it's a good Airbnb location. I'll start investing in Airbnbs and campground rental places, whatever. Anything that'll give me a 7% return on my investment or better. And then once that duplicates my income, once I'm making double what I'm making now off of the real estate and my dividends, then I'll retire. And then I'll just focus on my real estate properties and my farming and whatever it is that I want to do. So, yeah, basically I want to double my income before I retire. And in that way I have enough money to live on with, counting inflation and all that garbage. All right, that's it. I gotta go. Gotta return this phone call. And we'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.